Hello, good morning, welcome to Tenerife, and today it's module 6 and we're talking about liver disease. So liver disease is not something that just affects people who drink lots of beer and wine. This is what I used to think. I always thought that liver disease was just something that affected heavy drinkers, alcoholics, people who just were completely addicted to alcohol. It turns out that there's also a very, very serious liver disease called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is a disease that is caused by diet. So it tends to affect people that are obese, and it's caused by sugar and saturated fats. So this is a very widespread disease. I had no idea, and I wanted to include it in this module because so many people are affected by it. I wanted to add this and add some links so that if this is something that you're affected by, you can get hope and faith that by switching to a plant-based diet, you can actually do something. You can actively take part in changing your diet to do something to help prevent and treat your liver disease, because I think that it's not treatable. So I've got some facts written down here. I'm going to read them and we'll find out a little bit more about liver disease. So incredibly, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease affects up to 25% of people in the United States. It's caused by a buildup of extra fat in liver cells that isn't caused by alcohol. It tends to develop in people who are overweight or obese, who have diabetes, high cholesterol, or high triglycerides. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So it causes the liver to swell, and this swelling can cause cirrhosis and may even lead to liver cancer or liver failure. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease often has no symptoms, but they can include fatigue, weakness, weight loss, loss of appetite, nausea, abdominal pain, spider-like blood vessels, yellowing of the skin and eyes, jaundice, itching, fluid buildup, and a swelling of the legs and abdomen. So there are no obvious symptoms. How do we diagnose it? Well, it's often diagnosed by accident, actually, by carrying out other tests, and it's often confirmed using ultrasound. And one of the most surprising of all facts is that there are actually no treatments for it. In actual fact, there are no medical treatments available for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So there are no medical cures. So obviously this is an ideal candidate for lifestyle changes. So I went out and I did a little bit more research, and I found this short list of things we can do to help ourselves if we're suffering from non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So here's the list. First on the list, eat a healthy diet. And of course we know a whole food, low-fat, plant-based diet is the best diet you can go on. If you're overweight or obese, lose weight. As always, try to include some exercise in your daily routine. If you've got diabetes, get it under control, which by the way you can also do with a plant-based diet. Please see one of the other sessions in this module. If you're on medications, please just take the ones you need and carefully follow the dosing recommendations, and try to lower your cholesterol and triglycerides, which of course are also things that we can do when we're on a plant-based diet. So you see, all of those things that I've just read out, apart from the exercise one, and most of those things that are advised for people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease are the very things that we do when we move to a plant-based diet. So again, ticks all the boxes. And since it's not treatable by the medical community, then it just adds even more reason that we want to go on a plant-based diet. And so you might be asking yourself, okay, I'm convinced, so what do I need to be doing? Well, as always, we need to be trying to take in as much fiber as we possibly can. Fiber is always, the more fiber, the more healthy we are. Just get that fiber. It's what I try to do. But what are the individual foods that are actually good for us if we've got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? And there are some surprising ones in there. And the first one on the list actually is coffee. I would never have thought that coffee is good for us, but hey, I found out that it is. In fact, coffee is one of the best plant-based foods for protection and support of a healthy liver. Wow. So that's a surprise. Tea. When it comes to brewing tea leaves, it seems that green tea reigns supreme in the health department. So yeah, tea and coffee, who would have thought it? Cruciferous vegetables, well, these are usually always on the list. So cruciferous vegetables are wonderful vegetables with all sorts of health promoting properties, and these include broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, radish, turnip, and even arugula, whatever that is. So another on the list is olive oil. Who would have thought it? If you're going to use any oil for the rest of your life, make sure it's olive oil. Olive oil is full of things that are actually good for your liver. And the last one, if you can stomach it, if you can manage to get it down you, is grapefruit. Studies have shown that grapefruit is also great for the liver due to 2 antioxidants that naturally protect the liver. So yeah, those are the foods. I'm sure there are many others. As always, I've added more details below on this page, and I've also added a couple of links where you can find more information about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and a plant-based diet. As always, I'm not a doctor. I'm just passing on information that I've read myself on the internet over 4 years. So I know where to look for good, solid information. All of the information that Michael Greger provides actually has been he's got an amazing system. So Michael Greger, who wrote the book How Not to Die, he basically trawls through all the medical research that there's been on nutrition and presents the latest findings on his website called nutritionfacts.org, which is also well worth a visit. But the reason this is so powerful is because it's all based on the science. There's no opinion, it's just pure scientific findings about nutrition. That's why we can trust it. So I've added some links below. I hope you found this session helpful, and I hope that it's inspired you perhaps to move on to a plant-based diet if you're suffering with liver disease. Thanks for being there. I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's session.